St. Louis, gateway to the west. But just to the east across the river in Illinois sits a 1.25 mile speedway on which the NASCAR Cup cars will race tomorrow for the very first time. Welcome to qualifying for the NASCAR Cup Series in St. Louis. Team Penske 1, 2, 3 in practice, and they won the pole at all the tracks that are even a little bit like this year: Phoenix, Richmond, and Darlington. So, Clint Boyer, Michael Waltrip, what do we expect here?
Well, hopefully, I think we're going to see them all chasing those Penske cars, just like you said. The Fords were fast. That's something we haven't seen, particularly in the last month on these 1.5 mile racetracks. Back to short tracks, Fords are there.
Isn't it interesting? We were in Charlotte last weekend, and Toyotas dominated qualifying. This week, they weren't anywhere to be seen up near the top of the speed chart. But I think they get it together today, the Chevrolets as well. But we're obviously going to make the Fords the favorite. This track is tough, Mike. A lot of shifting, different lanes. Can't wait to see what happens.
All right, 50 minutes of practice yesterday for all cars. This is Brad Keselowski for RFK Racing, and his Mustang had a big bobble to start his run going into turn number 1. One lap qualifying, 33.57.
Whoa!
For Brad after that.
Got loose getting into the corner.
Low
Obviously,
pressure.
See low pressures down those straightaways, but.
All right, Jamie Little.
Well, yesterday we talked a lot about the Penske drivers. It was Joey Logano in the 22 on top of the board. You felt pretty good yesterday. How are you feeling now as we focus 100% here on qualifying?
Well, it's a new day, and hopefully the cars got as much speed as it did yesterday. Car fired off good. Like you said, all the Penske cars did, and we tuned down to some and adjusted on it. I'm sure everybody else has, but hopefully the Shell Penzel Mustang has as much speed as it did.
All right, good luck. Thanks, Joey.
There's one of those Penske cars, Austin Cindric right now. As we said, had a lot of speed yesterday. Let's see if they can back it up.
You know, I'm really interested, Clint, to see where they run in 1 and 2. I think they're all going to eat up the bottom in 3 and 4. But between shifting and the hard braking you do into turn 1, do they get it right down on the bottom, or do you think it'll be up a groove or two?
Well, I think it just depends. If your car gets out from underneath Evie, like we saw with Brad K, yes, you're going to slide that thing up the track and chase it, try to diamond it a little bit. But I think the speed's going to be right down on the bottom of the racetrack. If you find the grip in your race car, you'll be able to do that. Now, you said shifting. This is important, guys. This is the first time, and from what I can consider, maybe my whole career, that you're actually shifting twice in 1 and 2, other than a road course. Down to third gear, 4th and 5th off of the corner in 2, only once in 3 and 4.
As a fan, as a guy that's raced before, I love it. I love watching them having to do all that work, man. They're busy in these cars.
And that may have been what you saw Brad Keselowski have trouble with. You know, when you hit a downshift, if you hit that too soon, that can buzz the tires and get the car out from underneath of you.
32.79 for Cindric. Here is Cody Ware out of Greensboro for Rick Ware Racing. Now, 2 drivers that were scheduled to go at the start of the order will not run. Parker Kligerman, whose car caught fire yesterday, and A.J. Allmendinger. Ben Rhodes practiced his car, but they have damage that's still under repair, so they will not post a time.
Yeah, Cindric's lap of that 32.79 is going to be interesting. You know, right before we went on, Mike just leaned over and said, what do you think, 32.50s? I was like, it's going to be close right around in there. We saw some guys run 32.90s yesterday in practice as a mock qualifying run, so keep an eye on that 32.79.
I thought I saw a little bit of a bobble by Cindric down into 3. Maybe like you said, when he hit that gear, it didn't quite hit the bottom. So I think that 79 will be beaten, and maybe even underneath that 32.50 we were guessing.
A lot cooler right now than it was when those guys were trying to do those mock qualifying runs at the end of practice. It was you know, significantly hotter.
Cody Ware, 33.62 on his single lap of qualifying. The 17 due up next, and Chris Buescher is not here. Nothing to do with what happened at Charlotte last week. He is home due to the COVID protocol. He will miss this race and be back next week, but here's what happened to Buescher.
Just a wild chain of events. You see Suarez get around, and Buescher gets into him, and that right front wheel comes up, flips under the car, and takes him for a wild ride. You would think maybe that's the reason he's not here. That wreck didn't keep him out of it. Took a little bit of time to get him out, walked away unscathed, thank God. And you know, will be back in this thing as soon as he gets back from COVID protocol.
Look at how violent that part of the flip is. I saw that, and my first thought was Ricky Rudd, Daytona Busch Clash 1984.
Hats off to the safety crew on this car. Everybody, you know, putting in a lot of time and work. Man, Zane Smith is way up the racetrack in his car. Didn't like what he felt there at all, did he, Mike?
Oh, that was a moment on entry. Those are the hardest, and you could see the speed reflects that.
33.67 for Zane Smith.
Yeah, he saw it get out from underneath of him, getting into the corner, just like Brad Keselowski.
Jamie.
Well, Mike, so many of these teams have set up their cars like they had at Phoenix, but this is one team that did not. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., you guys struggled there. So what'd you think of the setup you brought here?
Definitely, I feel like we have more potential with our Sunny D Camaro here at Gateway than we did at Phoenix. Yeah, we kind of went complete opposite way at Phoenix, and really all of our short tracks, we've ran, you know, 3 short tracks this year, and felt like we've struggled at all of them. You know, we've got a little bit different philosophy here this weekend. Still need a little bit of speed and a little bit of handling, you know, out of it, but I feel like we're closer to the field. So we made some more changes overnight. We'll see where we go qualify here. It's going to be tough to pass. I think qualifying is going to be important.
All right, this team 4 straight top 10s in a row, Mike.
Yeah, and that's a personal best for him and for JTG Doherty Racing. Cole Custer on track right now for Stuart Haas. The other reason qualifying is so crucial here is this is the narrowest pit road we go to. So pit selection, which is based on where you qualify, is going to be premium.
Very important. I don't think that can be overlooked. You know, you heard, you know, Denny Hamlin sat on the pole last weekend, wasn't happy that the 22 pitted behind him, kind of used that as an excuse to why he drove over the kid's foot. But nonetheless, you know, pit stalls, and that #1 pit stall is going to be so important on this long, tight, narrow pit lane.
Yeah, I talked to Denny, and he said he had no idea that he had brushed the crew member back, and was certainly unintended. But as wide as that pit road is, just shrink it down. Let's look at the width of this pit road.
Yeah, as William Byron makes his run in his Hendrick Camaro, let's compare the width of pit road, not counting the pit box, just where you drive. Look at this, 16 feet narrower. That's 2 car widths narrower.
Yeah, it's going to be a problem. There's no question. We've had a lot of issues on pit road this year, and I think you're going to see a lot more tomorrow because of that narrowness on the track.
See Willie B. Got our tracker up and running. He's losing a little bit of time off of turn 4 here.
But that'll slot him in 3rd at 33.11. Remember, the fast 5 move on to the final round. And then the fastest 5 from Group B will also move on to the final round. And we will set the Busch Light pole and the top 10.
Good day yesterday for Harrison Burton. Had some speed in his Wood Brothers Ford. Career best finish last week at Charlotte, where he was 11th. So a little bit of momentum. See what?
Yeah, good boost there, Michael. Great shot in the arm.
Yeah. And it's awesome to see Leonard Wood walking up and down pit road.
I love it.
Talking to Richard Petty. I mean, Mike, you and I have been around here a while, and those days, they certainly bring back great memories, don't they?
You heard both downshifts right there, Harrison Burton, and look at the green. Another Penske car. Rolled into the green, lost a little bit of time off of 2, but let's see if he can get it back in 3 and 4.
Looked to be a little shallow into 1.
That's probably the spotter talking to the crew chief. Got a little bit high there, and he lost a little bit more time as well.
It was a good lap, though.
Huge step in the right direction for Harrison Burton and company in 21.
Very good. 2nd fastest by 1/10 of a second. Jamie.
Zane Smith, Truck Series standout 3-time winner over there, but first time ever on one of these brand new next-gen cars yesterday. What's it been like for you jumping over here and qualifying here for the first time?
Yeah, it's been a crazy past 2 days. I messed up my qualifying run, so definitely a lot of room for improvement on this side of the garage, but just what an opportunity. Obviously, hoping for a speedy recovery to Chris, and Just can't thank everyone at RFK enough and FRM for allowing me to come do this, and truly just a dream come true.
All right, we'll see you in the Truck Series race coming up in a couple hours.
Yeah, he'll start on the outside pole of the truck race.
I love listening to his story about Brad calling him. He said, man, I used to, 10 years ago, I was collecting Brad Keselowski diecast. And he called
Got another bobble. Austin Dillon got out from underneath them and getting into the corner. I think that's something you're going to see a lot of tomorrow in the race as well. Obviously, these guys are trying to get off into the corner as far as they possibly can, being aggressive with this qualifying lap. Bit another one right here with Austin Dillon.
He had a nice 3 and 4, though. Look at it. He's gaining against our pole sitter, so got some speed in the 3 car.
Well, it shows you just how much that bobble getting in 1 costs you.
So he will bump Brad Keselowski, and Austin Dillon moves to the bubble. Here are the drivers coming up next, beginning with Eric Almirola. There's Artie Kempner's rental car at the head of that parade. Boxsters and Mustangs and Corvettes and more. There's one there that's really cool. It's a replica of a 1963 Porsche 904.
I thought that was
mid-engine,
64.
built for racing. There it is. Fiberglass body.
63.
Mid-engine Porsche, way before the Boxster.
What engine did they offer in that?
It was a flat 4.
Flat 4, yeah.
Flat 4.
Transmission, do you have that too? Gear combination?
It's a 4-speed. It was mounted in front of the rear axle. The engine was.
Mike, it's just ridiculous. The knowledge.
They had a lot of success racing those in Europe, but they were never a production street car. Eric Almirola.
I was born in 1963.
That's about all you got for 63.
That's all the knowledge.
So remember, Fast 5 from Group A. Now, we did not practice in Group A and B. It was one 50-minute practice.
Got off in the
session
corner,
for
man. I was
everybody.
going to say, Eric really drove it off in the corner hard. It wiggled down in there, but he got it underneath of him, and look at this thing, power to the green.
Green light. That means he's faster than Austin Dillon, who right now has the bubble for the cars to move on to the final round.
But you remember that big bobble that Austin Dillon had, so this is going to get him in.
Here comes these Fords.
Second, 32.81. Second to Austin Cindric. Jamie.
Well, Mike, quite a few drivers in this Cup field have been here before, whether it was a truck or an Xfinity car. And Tyler Reddick, one of them, he ran a couple, or actually 3 truck races. Does that help you in any way coming back to run this car here?
It just helps me in finding my way to the racetrack. Other than that, I'm not really sure. This place has been repaved. This car with the sequential transmission especially, the characteristics are just a lot different. You still bury it off into turn 1, but then you're downshifting a little bit and you're right back to the power. So it feels similar, but in a lot of ways, just all that truck experience really hasn't aided me in how we prepare. So it's just been an interesting practice yesterday. The car wasn't bad. We fought a couple things, but we seem to have gotten it better. So we're just gonna go lap down, and hopefully it's good enough to get us around 2.
All right, Tyler Reddick was 6th on the board in practice.
Thanks, Jamie. Michael McDowell is creeping up on it, and now he's there. You see the green light lower left on his time indicates he's faster than William Byron.
Now, I like what I saw there. Discipline. You know, he didn't get off in the corner too hard, didn't over-attack that turn 1, got it rotated. You hear him hit that downshift and back to the power. Got off the corner good.
Larry Mack.
Yeah, there is no question, Clint. That was discipline. In like a lamb, out like a lion. He did it at both ends, and it paid off.
32.96 puts him 5th and knocks out William Byron.
Hi, guys.
So cool to see the kids here. Track day with the old man having some fun.
Eric Jones, Richard Petty's number 43, Bomarito.
Eric was top 5 in practice yesterday.
Eric has been solid the last month and a half. This 43 car's really come on strong. Really good to see this.
So right now, all the cars in the Fast 5 are Fords. Now they're a big sponsor of the track here. Big auto dealer chain in Missouri.
About the time you try to figure this sport out, and in particular this series, like you just can't figure it out. The Toyotas, they're strong on certain points, and then the Chevys have been pretty dominant on a mile and a half, and the Fords, they're really coming on strong and have this short track package figured out.
So this auto group, if you got an oil change at one of their dealerships in the last month, you got free race tickets for today.
Did
That's
you get
cool.
a free oil change out of
not.
this bunch or something?
No, I just
If I
love.
see that pickup of yours into that dealer, I'm going to know what happened.
I just love that they are attracting consumers to the racetrack, and that's what we need to rebuild this sport.
And have utilized this sport, for activation in a lot of ways over the years. This is the first time you've seen them on a race car, so yes, I love giving credit where credit's due, and seeing people work and try this sport and find dollars.
I think they work with Jordan Anderson in the Xfinity Series
right.
as well. Eric Jones, close, but no. Michael McDowell holds on to that last spot as Alex Bowman rolls out.
Another thing that I've noticed was downtown last night, which is such a cool downtown in St. Louis. This city really has embraced this race, Mike. I saw truck practice on the huge jumbo screen right outside of Busch Stadium. Sat out there and enjoyed a cold beer. What a cool area down there. The city is all over this racetrack this weekend, and the buzz is in the air for sure.
Well, it's kind of nice that the Cardinals are up in Chicago. Well, it's not nice for the Cubs. They're playing in Wrigleyville up there, but the city, the Cardinals, everybody. Anheuser-Busch is promoting. Everybody is promoting this race this weekend. It's impossible to be in St. Louis and not know that NASCAR's in town.
How about you make and not drink a Budweiser?
Well, that too.
Every seat is sold as well. Sellout crowd, lot of energy. What's up with these Chevys, Clint?
Well, and particularly that Chevy right there, that's a Hendrick car. Hendrick Chevrolet has been extremely strong all season long, but they are struggling. They struggled yesterday in practice, and he's not going to be happy with this lap at all.
Slots in right behind his teammate, William Byron.
Right there over the top of his. I mean, obviously they're sharing the same setup. Found about the same level of grip, 7th and 8th.
Well, coming in, William Byron led all Hendrick drivers with 8 final round appearances in qualifying, and neither he nor Alex Bowman will advance. Michael McDowell hangs on to the hot seat.
Now the question is, how will the Toyotas fare? We know the Fords are fast and the Chevys aren't. What's going to happen when the Toyotas hit the track?
Well, they're all in Group B, Michael. That's when we'll find out after these first 18 cars make their runs. Ross Chastain. He has 4 final round appearances. So not one of the best qualifiers in the series, but boy, one of the top winners.
We ask how these guys know how to get into the corner, and you saw it right there as Chastain's getting off in turn 1. You saw the 3-2-1. Those are your braking marks. You'll see him again coming down the back straightaway over on the fence. That's how you know where to lift in the corner. You see those 3 markers, the white squares on the outside fence.
And he's hanging right in there, Mike, right on the edge of advancing to the 5th position, at least for now.
I don't know if he's going to be safe, though.
Well, he is 4th at 32.90. And so Cindric and Almirola are locked into the final round. 3 to go. Harvick, Larson, and Briscoe against Burton, Chastain, and Custer.
I like the strategy for some of these guys. Usually you see them just burn right off the pit road and get going, but the warming the tires up in 1 and 2 and then getting on the gas to run toward turn 3.
Kevin Harvick has only made the final round of qualifying twice this season. Let's see if he can make it 3.
This will wake you up on a Saturday morning, won't it? Hop in that race car, bang gears, fight that steering wheel, off into the corner.
He does like to saw on that wheel, doesn't he?
Ooh, you saw that downshift. The car wiggled, but he nailed it. Kept the car underneath of him. He's flirting right on the bubble here, Mike.
If he can maintain, he'll knock teammate Cole Custer out of the Fast 5.
Have to nail 3 and 4. If anybody can do it, it's Kevin Harvick. Early downshift.
Uh-oh.
Not going to work.
It's a little bit slow to the throttle. The car didn't want to rotate for him. You heard him stay completely out of the gas. Got tight. It's going to put him out.
And Harvick is 7th at 33.01. Cole Custer is safe for now. Jamie.
It's a little bit of a struggle for a lot of the Toyota teams yesterday. Martin Truex Jr.'s 19 team yesterday. What were you guys kind of up against?
Everything. It wouldn't turn at all, and I couldn't get the gas down. So pretty much everything you fight on a short track.
So this is ideal. You guys had time to actually work on it and then come back and focus on qualifying?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely had some time. It was a quick turnaround from practice to get in line for tech. So we did the things we thought we needed to do to make the car better for the race. And then, for qualifying, we'll just, throw some stuff at it and hopefully get the balance right.
All right, Martin Truex Jr. making his 600th start in the Cup Series.
Wow. So 2 rookies are locked into the final round now. Cindric and Burton with Almirola. Chastain and Custer up against Kyle Larson and Chase Briscoe.
See what Larson can do.
Got it rotated. Kept the car underneath. I mean, that's first and foremost. If you can get into 1 and 2 and stay in the green up off. But just like Kevin Harvick, it is right there close. I tell you what, if adapting conditions has anything to do with it, nobody's done any more adapting than him. You see him wiggle and gets into the red, but it's so close. It's going to need horsepower.
Coming back. Will it be enough? No. 32.93 with a 9. 7 1/1000ths of a second. And Larson will miss the final round.
Not sure what the lap time was.
That will lock Ross Chastain into the final round. And now it's up to Chase Briscoe.
You want to have a good time, stand around in a circle and talk to Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch about their kids racing dirt cars.
I'll bet.
It's just so entertaining. They're so into it, and that's their life. And the kids have just adapted. I know Cash is into that world too, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Kyle's literally every night this week he's raced something. Little Owen came over here and raced. He was on his lid the other night. Flipped in his little go-kart over here and got out and waved to the crowd. It was the funniest thing I ever seen.
Is that going to put it out this week?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, literally owned the crowd. Went up there and just stood there waving forever. He said it was so cool. Everybody was waving, cheering me on.
And his dad said that Owen said, "That was fun, Dad."
Yeah.
He flipped over. That was fun, Dad. Sounds like a racer to me.
I don't think if the flipping was any of that part of it. It was everybody cheering him on afterwards. It pumped him up. Look at this. Speaking of pump up.
2 Stewart-Haas teammates in Mustangs trying to make the Fast 5. It is either going to be Cole Custer or Chase Briscoe.
Yes, sir. If you're Custer, you're going to need him to bobble in a big way. 2.5 tenths, 3 tenths to the good.
This could be pole run, or fastest of the group at least.
Kapow, top of the chart. Chase Briscoe, 32. There's your 50.
There's your
32, 52.
Yes, sir.
So Group A is done. Group B to go, including all those Toyotas. And here's who will advance to the final round from Group A. Ross Chastain, the number 2 man in points. Rookie Harrison Burton. Eric Almirola. Rookie Austin Cindric. And the fastest, Chase Briscoe. Full sunshine. You wear one event shirt, you put another one on your hat, and you stay cool. I get it. Is that a Snowball Derby t-shirt? Don't you wish there was a little of that weather right here, right now? It's in the high 80s here in St. Louis. Just a little wispy clouds way up high, and it's going to get hotter today. Here's who advanced from Group A. And we'll have a look at the lineup for Group B qualifying. Starting off with Josh Bilicki and Corey LaJoie. The qualifying matrix, it's just by happenstance that all the Toyotas ended up in Group B this week, because it's a list of a metric score made up of your point standing position, your last race finish, and your last race fastest lap. So Josh Bilicki on track. Here's Jamie.
Well, last weekend, this man right here, Denny Hamlin, took another crown jewel, winning his first ever Coca-Cola 600. I want to know what the celebration was like with you and your team.
It was very good. Started in the bus lot and just kind of leaked into the lake from there. But yeah, I remember back in the old days, Dale Jr. probably was the one that started. After the 600, we used to have a big old party at my house. Then we'd go out on the lake all day, all night, and then all day. So you can't go all day unless you start first thing in the morning.
That's right. So it just continued. Well, how's the car here? Starting over back to the office.
Our FedEx Camry was decent off the truck in balance, but just off on speed, and I feel like we've shored up about half of that. So we're just trying to get it a little bit closer. I think that still probably need a 10th, 12, 13 hundredths or so. overall every lap. And I think that if I can get half that, hopefully they got half that in the car, and we're going to be right on time.
All right, thanks, Denny.
His next win will tie Tony Stewart on the all-time list. Remember Stewart's final win? Sonoma, where we go next week. And who did he beat in the last corner of that race? Denny Hamlin.
Contact.
Oh, yes. Sure,
that was a thrilling race.
A couple of times, and Tony will be in Sonoma with us in the Fox booth. I'm sure we'll get to relive that one a time or two. Josh Bilicki, 33.74. Here's Corey LaJoie.
Corey had a rough week in Charlotte. A couple of crashes.
Now, they're the fastest times in Group A. Yeah, Corey had a crash in practice and then broke a toe link in the rear in the race very early and hit the wall at least as hard as he had the day before.
I asked him which one was harder. He said, Mike, it doesn't matter. They were both really hard, and I can't really decide which one was harder.
I tell you, he was loose in 1 and 2.
I like this kid. He's got a lot of spirit. Tries to get every penny he can get out there racing a car.
Comes from good stock. His old man was it still is, you know, so much fun. He was a lot of fun to race with, and just, you know, a character. And, you know, apple didn't fall far from the tree for sure.
And his granddad was a great modified racer up in New England. Corey has a great podcast. It's called Stacking Pennies, just as Michael mentioned. So you can find that wherever you get your podcasts on the interweb. BJ McLeod will be our third qualifier in Group B.
He didn't have a very good practice day. BJ works really hard at trying to bring cars to the racetrack and be competitive, but yesterday was not good, and it doesn't look like today's much better. Just not a lot of speed for BJ. Got to appreciate his effort, though. Has Xfinity cars that he owns.
Car is loose.
That thing looks evil, doesn't it?
Looks like he's got some of that blaster under the tires on that thing instead of the bolt threads.
You know, as wiggly as Corey was, that 32.99 is not a bad lap time. You know, he gets that thing tightened up, he could be competitive tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, looking at the first group, that was a very good lap for as loose as he was in 1 and 2.
That PB Blaster, that's a restorer's best friend. Taking apart old cars, old rusty bolts and stuff.
Let me tell you,
that stuff works.
If you have a farm or live on a farm, you don't have one of those very far from you at all times. You need a can of that everywhere you go.
$32.99 for Corey LaJoie.
That's what it feels like to be fast. Smiles, laughs.
Look at 2 rookies in the Fast 5. When was the last time that happened? Not sure it has. Justin Haley in the 31 rolls out for his lap. Has 1 final round appearance this year, looking for his second, and of course 1 Cup Series win. Styx was in town last night.
Yes.
Another one of those 4-letter word bands that seem to perpetuate the 70s, early 80s. Kiss
Nelly's in town tonight. Did you know that, Mike? You know Nelly?
How about that?
Yeah, huh? Yeah. I know that was a little past your prime, probably, but Nelly in the house tonight, right here at the racetrack.
At the track, yeah. Styx was downtown with REO Speedwagon.
That's a little more your pace, isn't it?
Well, it's a band named after a truck.
Oh, my gosh. Here we go.
What did REO stand for? Come on. Come on. Early days of the automobile. Ransom E. Olds. It was the company he started after he lost Oldsmobile to General Motors.
I didn't know that, Mike.
Did you know believe that? You did not know that, Clint.
It's okay. You can tell me you didn't care either. It's okay. All right. Haley, 33-33. Jamie?
And Harrison Burton, you guys mentioned him. This is the first time he's ever made it to the second round. Really nice qualifying effort. How big is this for you and your team?
Yeah, it's really neat. You know, I feel like qualifying for us has been a weak point. So really for these last 2 weeks, we've tried to kind of make improvements on it. You know, Charlotte, we went 17th, which wasn't great, but it was, you know, a step. And now we're, you know, going to be in the top 10 here, and we're 4th in our round. So, hey, we're making gains on it. And this car has been so much to learn so fast. I feel like now I'm finally getting confident in it. We're starting to see better results because of that. So excited, you know, that we've been putting as much work in as we have, and it's starting to show results. And that's what makes it worth it for sure.
You're exactly right, coming off his best finish of the season from Charlotte.
All right, let's ride along with Kurt Busch.
Tell you what, Mike, he got off turn 4 really good coming to the green, and there wasn't a bobble in 1 and 2 either. Grabs that high gear down into 3.
Just like downshift. Didn't have the hands off the wheel long, did he?
This car is handling really well. If looks have anything to do with it, this is fast.
3280 is the fastest in Group B, and sorry, but we no longer have our telemetry feed for you.
That's the fastest Toyota we've seen. Anybody's going to have a run for these Fords that we saw in the first round. Kurt Busch in that 80 looking pretty. Harrison Burton, I want to go back to him. You know, he really has struggled early in this year, and it's good to see that he's finally finding, you know, his way and qualifying. He's right. You know, you've got to put your best foot forward in qualifying. It just makes everything better. Your whole race goes better when you're up front in clean air. So cleaning up those mistakes, you know, a lot of pressure on him. And that ride, you know, heck, you know, you've been in it. A lot of pressure when you move into this Cup Series, and certainly good to see Harrison getting things figured out and on track.
So 2311 Racing goes back-to-back with Kurt Busch, and now Bubba Wallace trying to make the final round for the 4th time this year.
That was a really smooth corner there for Bubba as well. Nice exit. See what he does when he gets into 3. We've seen some wiggles down this way.
Pretty smooth.
Oh, I like that line too.
Car looks like it's making a lot of grip, much like his teammate right down on the bottom.
It looked just like Kurt. Yeah. I mean, their lines, the way the car handled. See if he's got the speed.
He does. Second, 32.97.
Good lap.
About 1700ths off of what Kurt ran.
I think that's going to be close. I think this group's going to be a little bit faster than the first group, and it'll be close. We shall see.
There's old Ricky, 4 straight top 10s. First time he's done that. He's going to have the visor cam for us here. I love the view of that. Makes me want to be a race car driver again.
The other rookie, Todd Gilliland. There are 3 rookie candidates this year. Cindric and Burton already in the final round. Here for Front Row Motorsports is another 3rd generation driver.
Talk about generations, Clint. You mentioned I drove for the Wood Brothers. They gave me the keys to that car, the family car. And I'm like, I got to win in this car. They trusted me with it. And to be able to drive that car was quite an honor. And I know all these kids that are watching today, the 3rd generation drivers on the track, they understand and appreciate the history of this sport. And Harrison certainly knows how fortunate he is to be able to drive for such a great family.
Absolutely.
Todd Gilliland's father, David, was a star in the Cup Series, and his grandfather, Butch, was a champ out in the Winston West Series. Gilliland, 4th at 33.05. Was that the way the car was going, or was that his golf swing he was demonstrating?
With these kids today, who would know?
Well, there you go.
Might be some video game they were playing or something.
That's what I like to see. Got your headset on, listening to the traffic on the radios and enjoying the race in the grandstands.
That's what I like to see. Tootsies. Amigo. Tootsies. That's what a cool looking car.
I know it.
You want to talk about old school and a good time. I promise you a large time was had last night and another one getting ready tonight.
Might even already be started.
Something about that place. You walk down there on Broadway and it just, Mike, it pulls you in. It's like a magnet. You're walking by and you have to see what's going on in there.
I didn't mean to go to the bar at 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
My daughter's a college senior in Nashville at Belmont studying music business, and I asked Katie, I said, you ever been to Tootsie's? Dad.
Yeah. Mike, you spent a lot of money in Tootsie's. You just didn't know it.
There you go.
I love this kid, Daniel. He's so spirited, really talented race car driver. I think, Clint, that this is one of the 17 winners we're going to have this year.
17 winners.
I'm telling you, there's going to be more than 16 winners in 2020.
Well, I don't think there's going to be 17.
Hey, now
but I do think that he's going to be a winner.
How about that shirt? Who's on Mount Racemore for you? What 4 drivers?
For me, it would be Dale Earnhardt, Richard Petty, David Pearson. And
is that Gordon?
I'd put old Jeff Gordon up there, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But where's Jimmy Johnson going to go?
He's going to go over next to Crazy Horse over on the next mountain.
I got to put David Pearson in there, Artie as well.
Me too. Ty Dillon for Petty GMS Motorsports.
They had some speed at Charlotte.
Ty's done a great job of finishing these races.
Top 20, top 20, top.
Yep.
Just doing a nice job. You're right.
No mistakes, being there at the end. Good looking race car. Looks like it was supposed to be. It should have been on the racetrack last week in Charlotte.
Stars, no stripes. Well, there's a few down the bottom.
Look at gold. Look at that thing bounce around on the straightaway.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Probably down on the stop.
Good line. Wonder if he's got speed.
And again, we apologize, but the signals for our telemetry are not getting to us. So Ty Dillon misses it by just 0.2. He is 6th fastest with a 33.28. Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Ricky Stenhouse next. Daniel Suarez talking about his run. Yeah.
Oh, he looks like he's ready for Dancing with the Stars. I like that.
You've done that. There's a awesome chase from the same place. No, that's awesome. Bill, that's a T-bird on there.
Ah, I love that.
How about that?
Cool shirt.
Yep. Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. All right, top of your screen, the fast times from Group A. So Kurt Busch would have been third in Group A. So who do you think in that Fast Five looks safe?
I think that LaJoy, right around there, the 32.99. I don't know if that's going to hold on. I think it's going to have to be better. I think the 90 is going to be the point, right? And which side of a 90 you're on could be the determining factor if you're in or out.
So that means Kurt Busch might be safe and Bubba Wallace maybe not.
That's right.
We talked about Corey earlier, and that lap, his car was all over the place. He was really loose, and now he's still contending to make the final round. That would be a great accomplishment for that team.
Look how low that left rear is for Chase Elliott.
Is that why that owl's eyes are so big?
Maybe.
Scared to death.
Sure it's his eyes. Second for Elliott. That will bump Daniel Suarez from the Fast Five. 32.94. Jamie.
Mike, as far as we know, Kurt Busch is the only Toyota that did a mock run yesterday. So did it perform like you expected based off practice yesterday?
I mean, yesterday was, yeah. Today was like, yeah, I don't know if we'll make the cut in our group. We got a lot of heavy hitters in our group, and there's just no way to really utilize 3 sets of tires in 50 minutes and get full, good long runs in. So I was like, let's just mock up at the end and see. And that way we're gathering notes. We're doing all that we can to be a smart group right now. And Billy Scott's a really good leader. And everybody at 2311, just we keep pushing to find new things that'll make us go from a good team to a great team. And just checklist items. I don't know if we'll make it. We'll see. But this place is racing so much like Phoenix right now. It's not even funny.
Only driver in this group so far that's gone over 137 miles an hour.
Mike, when you're calling this race today with Kurt, this truck race, I need you to dive into this. I need to know what level of is where we're at as far as their handling and the speed in our race car. Get that answer for us.
I'll find that out.
Ryan Blaney, second fastest in practice. Had just a little wiggle going off into that corner.
I still think he gets there. That Ford is fast.
And he does. Top of the chart, 32.71, bumps Todd Gilliland. And now he is not yet locked in, but 71, I feel good about a 71.
Heck yeah, me too. Now I'm worried about our buddy Corey.
Overlays what his teammate did. Austin Cindric was a 32.70 as well, so.
Look at this. Here's the camera I like. This is a thrill ride.
Scrubbing the glaze off those tires to get up through that gearbox, get some speed and some temperature burnt into them in 3 and 4 as much as possible. Get those tires warmed up. Gonna need them when you get off in the corner hard.
Ricky Stenhouse was 22nd overall in practice yesterday.
Right hard to the gas there off turn 4. It's a nice exit.
You're right, Mike. I love this. This just shows how intense these laps are.
Long straightaway.
Hard on the brakes.
Got it down to the bottom. Good. No bobble getting in. I like the speed. I like the grip. Got off the corner well.
We've seen a lot of bobbles and wiggles into 3. Can he keep it straight?
Oh, he got on a curve a little too hard. I think he got on it too hard and upset the car a little bit. See if that hurts him here.
Yeah.
33.29, ninth fastest in this group for Stenhouse.
He's not going to be too pleased with that. Maybe that curbing and the entry to 3 is what cost him the most time.
Bubba Wallace currently 4th of 5 in this group with 6 drivers to go. And they are the 6th at the top of the metric that's used to determine the qualifying order. Joey Logano next, who was fastest of all in practice yesterday.
Something I haven't seen. You see the wrap on his steering wheel. It's like a tennis racket wrap.
Here we go. This car was the fastest in every category yesterday. 1 lap, 5 lap average, 15 lap average, you name it, he did it.
I think on an aggressive, racetrack like this, going to have to get off in the corner hard, get down in the downshifts and things. You don't have to look any further than Joey Logano to be able to do that. Also, first racetracks. Your inaugural racing, going to the Coliseum, won it this year.
Dirt.
Gets here and is really fast in practice.
I heard him when he got down to 3rd gear, he got right back to the gas. Didn't float the car into the corner at all. It was right back on the throttle.
Means that car's ready for you. It's already rotated. I think it's going to be pretty fast.
Pow, top of the chart, 32.60. And that will bump Corey LaJoie out of the fast 5.
32.60. Good lap.
Five cars to go. That was a Kevin Harvick Sweeps Michigan shirt. Wow.
I don't have one of those.
Nope.
A sweep of Michigan? For sure.
I don't have one of those Sweep Michigan.
Martin Truex
titles.
said yesterday, he didn't say it, but what he said indicated his car was not in the racetrack. It was just above the racetrack, sliding around.
And when Jamie interviewed him, he's just like, no, I'm not. It won't turn. It won't stick in the back. So basically, everything about it is wrong. Let's see if the team fixed him up. Got a good line.
Yeah. Didn't overdrive it. Got it down on the bottom of the corner. Downshifts were good. Looked smooth in 1 and 2. Then again, Truex always looks smooth.
Yeah. He's a champion and a great race car driver.
Bubba Wallace, 32.97 is the bubble.
I'm going to guess it. I don't know. It's going to be really close, I think.
He was scared to guess, wasn't he?
It's an 86, and Truex is 4th. Wallace is bumped. Chase Elliott moves to the hot seat, and that will lock in Joey Logano.
I was way off on those 90s. It's going to be an 80, obviously, maybe an early 80 to be able to hold on there, much like Kurt Busch said.
That's the man sitting on the bubble. And that's a Martin Truex Jr. fan.
And Truex is in right now in 4th position with 4 drivers to go. Tyler Reddick for Richard Childress, our next qualifier.
This is the human highlight reel. You want to have fun? Just watch Tyler Reddick attack a racetrack.
6 times this year he's made the final round. 9 is the most. Christopher Bell.
It's not when, it's not if, it's when.
Yes.
He's going to
Mike,
win.
And I'm listening to you say that, and I think that's the only missing ingredient. He's going to have to harness a little bit of that excitement, and if he can, he's got to be able to get past the second stage and finish these races off. Always one of the fastest on the racetrack, most aggressive, quickest to the outside line, running the outside, making a lot of hay, making passes and things like that. That finish at the end is the only one missing. Just a little bit more.
Ooh, second for Reddick. 32.65. That bumps Chase Elliott, and he just locked himself into the Fast 5 and the final round.
Is this the weekend that 8 car for Richard Childress Racing with Tyler Reddick goes to victory lane?
Puts it all together.
This type of racetrack, you talked about his aggression with the shifting and all that you have to go through to be fast here. he could be one of the very favorites.
Guys, with just 3 drivers left to go, including Christopher Bell, we know there will be 2 Chevrolet drivers in the next round. Tyler Reddick, who just qualified, Ross Chastain from that first round, but no Hendrick Chevrolet driver will go in the second round.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Christopher Bell does. Been coming on really strong, been, up front a lot here as of late. At the last month, doing a good job, holding a pretty wheel. Been qualifying well.
Christopher Bell has 9 final round appearances. That's the most of any driver in the Cup Series.
The car washed up just a little bit of a diamond. Car looks stable and underneath of him, though.
I like what you said about Truex, Clint. It looks smooth, but that's just Truex.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you look that smooth, you're just not going very fast. But in Martin's case, that's not the deal. Christopher Bell, smooth racer as well.
Needs to beat an 86. Does so with a
there you go
32.70. That
I think
knocks out Martin Truex.
Yeah, there we go.
And it moves Kurt Busch onto the bubble, and Christopher Bell just locked himself in. Jamie?
Well, so much talk about how this place races like Phoenix. Who was on the pole there? This guy, Ryan Blaney. And I know you're on the hot seat right now watching with 2 cars to go, but anything that you could have done differently there, or did you get everything?
I kind of missed 3 and 4 a little bit. I got in there a little too deep, got loose, and was up the track. So would like to get another shot at it, see if I can do a better job in this Dent Wizard Ford Mustang. Just hope we do.
All right, Ryan Blaney 4th right now.
He has a 71. Kurt Busch has an 80. It's Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch to go. Logano, Reddick, and Bell locked into the final round. Blaney and Kurt Busch against Denny Hamlin and Kyle.
Won the pole last week. Can he do it again this week?
When I saw Christopher Bell run the lap that he did, gives me a lot of confidence for Denny Hamlin in his lap. Found some speed from yesterday. Struggle in practice. We talked about at the top of the show. All the Toyotas were struggling a little bit. It was pretty much a dominant Ford day. Everybody goes to work. They go back, dig into those computers, and find some simulation, find some speed.
Isn't it funny? He led most of the first 9 laps last week and most of the last dozen, and nothing in between.
There it is. Knocked Kurt Busch out.
Wow.
Right on the bubble, though.
32.76 for Hamlin. Takes Kurt Busch out of the Fast 5.
You know what's funny? You look at the stats, you see, you just casually say, Denny started first, finished first. Oh, that's a pretty good day for him.
Yeah.
What about what happened in between?
Exactly.
Exactly.
A lot, by the way.
So it's down to Kyle Busch against Denny Hamlin for the final spot. That locked Ryan Blaney in, by the way, to the final round.
We've seen a couple of guys come out of the pit and warm their tires and scuff them in here in 1 and 2 at a slower speed, but this is the slowest
extreme.
we've seen them, and the most they've done that. We'll see if that pays off for Kyle Busch. Here in St. Louis with stickers on that car. What's that remind you of, Clint? You talked about it yesterday. The great Kenny Schrader.
Oh, yeah. Schrader's in his cars down there. I say, man, it was a long time ago, Mike.
What'd you do last night?
It looks like a Snickers bar to me, and it looks pretty darn good and inviting. That's what I want.
What'd you get into last night?
I just went down and took in downtown, saw, watched you work, actually.
Yeah.
Practice on a big, giant screen TV down there. What a cool city.
And that big screen is located right above where third base on the old Busch Stadium was. It's now a park and a memorial to the original stadium.
Wow.
The new one built right next door.
It's so cool. They left the actual infield right there and just moved Busch Stadium over there and built that spectacle. How about that?
7th.
Not a good day to
for
be in
Kyle
an 80.
Busch. 32.82. He will not make his 7th final round appearance of the year. So here are the Group B drivers that will run for the pole. Denny Hamlin 5th. Ryan Blaney 4th. Christopher Bell 3rd. Tyler Reddick 2nd. And Joey Logano continues his run as fastest of the fast. Wow. Old Tim Richmond shirt.
Now that's a good
How about that? Coffee machine. T.G. Shepard. It's pretty cool.
Yes, it is.
6 Fords, 2 Toyotas, and 2 Chevrolets. are going to run for the pole. Now, Eric Almirola, who is one of those 10, stopped by the Race Hub studio in Charlotte to take us for a virtual qualifying lap here.
Qualifying at Gateway is going to be very important. It seems to be like a pretty aero-sensitive racetrack when I've watched the truck races there, and even when I remember racing on the old surface. So qualifying will be very important. Laying a good lap down is going to be tricky because the track is very inviting to overdrive the corners. You've got to nail the bottom. You got to try and keep your left sides right down on the edge of those rumble strips. You carry a lot of speed through the sweeping corners of turn 3 and 4. And then when you go down this front straightaway, you're carrying a ton of speed, and you got to really heavily use the brakes getting down into turn 1 to not overdrive the corner and miss the bottom. Then exit real low and straight off of turn 2 to get a good run down this back straightaway where you can carry a lot of momentum through this sweeping corner in turn 3 and 4 again. Shifting, are we going to shift once? Are we going to shift twice? Is it going to be 2 downshifts in turn 1? We don't know. I think time will tell, and when we show up at the racetrack, we'll find out.
Of course, that was recorded earlier, and we have found out they're downshifting twice in 1 and 2 and once in 3 and 4, as Almirola mentioned. Now, he and one of his Stewart Haas teammates are in the final round. That is Chase Briscoe with Jamie.
Briscoe actually just told me this is the first time they've ever downshifted twice into a corner, so a little bit different here for Gateway. But you told me you felt like you underdrove it there on that qualifying lap, so what can we expect then for round number 2?
Well, hopefully I don't overdrive this one. I have a tendency to normally do that. So, yeah, I felt like our car was really, really good. I honestly didn't think I was going to make the top 5, and when I saw it was a 50, I thought it was the slower second bracket, so I was really concerned, and then they said we were top of the board. So hopefully we can lock this thing in on the pole. We have a really fast highpoint.com forward, so yeah, see what we got. It's definitely going to be a track where I think you're going to want to start up front and have a good race car. We've obviously got a good race car. We just need to capitalize now to try to get that starting position. So yeah, hopefully I don't overdrive it. Hopefully I don't underdrive it either, and hopefully do it all just right and get on the pole.
Could be a really good weekend for the 14.
Sure could. Briscoe making his 4th final round appearance of the season. There is the order. Ross Chastain, second in the standings with 2 wins, will go first. So cool down still underway for those Group B drivers that just qualified to try to give everybody a fairly equal shot at the pole. We'll see right after this. 2 of the USFL's best square off today. The Breakers face the league-leading Stallions at 3 o'clock Eastern. Then tomorrow, the Panthers battle the Stars at noon Eastern time. It's all on Fox and on the Fox Sports app. Chase Briscoe said, I don't want to overdrive it. I don't want to underdrive it. How do you do that, and how do you know?
I think it all comes down to turns 1 and 2, and I think you're not going to have to overdrive the corner. So easy. You heard Eric Almirola tell us this track entices you in. You want to overdrive that corner. Discipline your corner. Hook that bottom. Get through the gearbox. 1 downshift, 2 downshifts. Back up into off of turn 2 into 3 and 4, Mike.
Well, I need you to get off turn 2 really good because I'm going to take us through 3 and 4. When you get down there, you have to hit the bottom. You're going to do 1 downshift, hit the bottom, ring all the way around the corner, right against that curbing the best you can, hard off of turn 4 down to the start finish line, and I've got to do that twice, Mike. I need to have a good 3 and 4 coming to the green so that Clint can have a good 1 and 2.
I'm going to tell you this, though. I think to be on the pole today, you're going to need an old blue oval on the front of that thing. That's what I think you're going to need.
All right, so ignoring Joey Logano for the moment, who has won everything so far this weekend, Mike. Who wins the pole?
I'm going to say Harrison
I just said
Burton.
it. Who? No.
No, that's not. That's a what? Not a who.
Yes, that's who I got. I got them all. Anybody with a blue oval, that's who it's going to be. But who do you think?
I got Harrison Burton. I think he's going to take the Woodses, as my brother used to call them. Yeah, that's my brother used to call them the Woodses. I think he takes the Woodses to the pole, and that'll be their 123rd pole. What do you think about that,
I'd like to see
Mike?
that.
Wow.
But
That's
I think
history.
there's a couple Toyotas, a couple Chevrolets got something to say about it, too.
Well, there's 2 of each.
Huh?
All of the Penske Fords are in this final round.
I think this cat right here, never count him out. It's going to be a moose today.
Ross Chastain making his 5th final round appearance of the season.
Got a chance to be a moose or a mouse, right?
Or an owl. Oh, no, the owl didn't make it.
The owl didn't make the final 10.
Just like we were talking about, though, wrap that bottom good. Got the car rotated and turned back up through the gearbox down here to your end.
Now can he put it on the curbing? He's a little bit off. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. You want to be low on the exit.
I don't think you want to clip that curbing, though.
Yeah, we saw that earlier.
Stenhouse hit, clipped the bottom and got loose when he hit it. I think you might be able to do that with the left front, but you get the left rear on it, it's going to throw the car out from underneath of you.
32.87. That is 3/100ths better than his round 1 time.
So here's the question, right? Are they going to fall off? They're going to maintain, or they're going to go faster? Always hard to determine on these second laps on the tires.
My guess is they will go slower, but then as soon as I was thinking that, Chastain went a little bit faster, but I don't see them, those fresh sticker tires. I would think those would be better. We'll see.
Well, if you're Ross Chastain, you better hope they go, here's your guy, you better hope they go a little bit slower.
All right, come on.
I like how he moved up a little bit, gets that momentum up off of turn 4, opens his entry up, get that thing wrapped up, and up through the gearbox. Here we go.
Second time that Burton has made the final round of qualifying.
Oh, he drove it off in there. Very aggressive getting in. Come off the bottom a little bit. I think it pushed up on him. It was a little late to get back to the gas, but it's coming back to the green. When he got in it, he got into it hard.
Now, he was 3/100ths better than Chastain in the first round.
Again, almost the exact same thing as 1 and 2. A little bit high on exit, or excuse me, on entrance, but it comes back to him a little bit on exit. It's still, I don't know that that's going to be good enough.
Good lap, though. Is 4/100ths better than Chastain in this second round. So a little bit of a pickup there for
I think you're going to, excuse me, I think you're going to see a 60. I really do.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
Hey, they're tethered.
I'm not going to. I got to go to the bathroom.
That's when you're gonna have
to.
All right, boys. You have one scanner, you have 2 headsets.
I'll go with you to get a beer, but I ain't going. No. You're gonna have to unplug.
Okay.
Here's our guy that showed us how to do this. He's learned since we've gotten here that it is 2 shifts into turn 1.
But cool, right? Cool to see that simulation plays such a big part in it. Let's see if he can put it to good use.
Eric Almirola, 6th time this year. He gets to run for the pole.
Arced it in good. I liked his big entrance getting into the corner, and I think the lap time did as well. Look at this.
That was a nice arch.
Oh, he hit the. Did he hit the chip a little bit?
I think he did.
I think he hit the chip on a shift, and look at the speed that he lost. Got the telemetry back, obviously, but I'm telling you, that thing hit the chip and definitely hurt his speed on backstretch.
Top of the chart for Almirola, 32.82, 8/1000ths faster than Harrison Burton.
Yeah, we saw Clint say that.
Did he say he arched it into the corner or arced it in?
He said he arched it really nice into there, and that's a tribute to the arch over there.
No, it's an arc. Arc it into the corner.
Oh, I thought the arc was in Kentucky.
You know, the radius of that arch is pretty similar to turn 1 at 144 feet.
You know what? You heard him hit the chip. You know what that's a result of, Clint? A driver who's on the gas.
Right, on the chip himself.
He's just like, I gotta go. We heard, do I overdrive it? I hope not. Well, that was overdriving it with just the shift.
Well, let's talk about that. You do have to, so it's a control gear shifter, right? All you got to do is pull that thing back, but you have to burp the gas to do that. And if you miss the timing on that at least a little bit, or like you said, it looked to me like he got up close to the wall. He got it to the throttle really early, got him tied up off, and right as he got to the wall, he was trying to pay attention, make sure he didn't hit the wall and miss his shift just a little bit. How about this?
Rookie Austin Cindric in the final round for the 7th time this year, and he is going to be faster than Almirola, it looks like right now.
Oh, and I like his line. Really nice, consistent turn there. Losing a little bit of time off 4, though. Good enough.
A 66 for Austin Cindric.
What was that number I said I think we'd see? It's a 60, boys. It's a 60.
That it is.
And there's only 6 more to go, so I don't know why you're so confident.
It could be faster than that.
Yeah.
Penske, man, they've been flexing all weekend long. Was very fast yesterday in practice. This cat right here in a 14. Talk about flexing.
I think it's interesting to me, Mike. I think one word that could sum up the 2022 season is unpredictability. You know, we go to Charlotte, the Toyotas are dominant in qualifying. They win the race. We come here, and now it's the Ford's turn.
But I want to go back to that. Yes, they were fast in practice and qualifying. Start the race, they were fast. As soon as it went into night, they were nowhere to be seen. Kyle Larson, the fastest man on the planet. That 14 car right there was fast in a Ford. And then lo and behold, they wipe each other out, and Toyota comes back and wins the race.
Right.
You just never can figure it out. Unpredictability at its finest.
The Fords were fast at Phoenix, a track that is similar in shape and contour and the way you drive it to this.
Might see a 50 here. Oh, he wiggled. Got loose getting in. Washed up the track. Still kept it underneath of him. Got it gathered up.
Good
Did a
turn.
good job getting back to the throttle, making the most out of his exit. Still a 50.
Yes. There's that 50, Clint.
Good job, Chase Briscoe. That was close.
Chase Briscoe fastest so far with 5 drivers to go in the run for the pole. Five drivers to go to run for the pole. Chase Briscoe fastest 32:54.
Denny Hamlin's going to give it a roll. Lady supporting my friend Denny with her FedEx shirt. Hey, look, the whole family.
Hamlin is second in the league in final round appearances with 9.
Briscoe checking out some data or the video of Denny's run just to see how he stacks up.
That's exactly what he's watching.
Hamlin ran a 76 in the first round. That would be good for third right now.
Got up a little bit high. Car looked tight. Getting through 1 and 2.
Last week's pole sitter at Charlotte.
Kind of the same in 3 and 4. Not a bad lap.
Third for Hamlin, 32:76.
Now Chase gets to do that 4 more times. Stand there and just watch the cars go by and see if his time's going to stand up. That's some nerve-wracking times, isn't it, Clint?
Oh, it is.
And look what's coming at you.
Johnny Klossmeyer there is crew chief. You see him. He's always got so nervous watching those laps.
I don't know. What do you like, Clint? You like weaving your tires in for a while, or you like just getting with it?
Well, now that you've got the new glaze, knocked off of them, I think you need to go up there and get your speed, the temperature built up as much as possible. Don't worry about all that for the second lap. You already have a cycle on your tires.
That was a good exit. I liked it at least. It was right down on the bottom. And this is a qualifying machine right here.
Briscoe really got off in the corner hard. He attacked 1 and 2, much like Blaney did right here.
I think
all
Blaney's
over it. Got to the throttle good. I had a bobble, come back out of it just a little bit. It's going to all come down to 3 and 4. Briscoe, he got off in the corner so hard that a car kind of come out from underneath of him, got him up the racetrack a little bit, but when it rotated, it kind of just rotated perfect for him, where it was right in his lap to go back wide open and carried a lot of momentum off it too.
Blaney did not get a good exit off 4 as that number kept increasing, and he is third at 32:73.
I like the 54. I do. I think if anybody can beat him, it's Joey Logano in that 22. But I don't know, man. 54 is strong.
I like
the 14 guys here.
Well, are they Tony Stewart 14, Cliff Boyer 14, or Chase Briscoe 14?
That's it.
He looks stylish.
One of each, maybe.
Nice shades. Flowery shirt.
A what?
Flowery shirt.
Flowery shirt.
Yeah.
That's a new one. Or flowery.
Christopher Bell, more final round appearances than anybody.
He had a nice shirt on.
Yes. He has been a qualifying machine.
Yes, he has. Always been able to find speed in a race car, whether I've watched him race, midgets to 600 micros at Millbridge. Always bad fast in a race car. Sprint cars, you name it.
Oh, that number's growing down the backstretch.
Yes, it is. Man, these Fords, that's the story of today, isn't it?
1, 2, 3 right now. And Briscoe, I don't think is going to break that up. Well, he does. Third, 32.71. 2 100ths better than Blaney. 5 100ths off of Cindric.
As Chase Briscoe continues to pace.
Yes. He's done all he can do. Tyler Reddick. Chevrolet's hopes rest right here with this Richard Childress Chevy. 8th time he's been in the final round.
This is, if Chevy's got a shot, I like betting on Tyler Reddick.
Well, it's down to Tyler Reddick and Joey Logano against Chase Briscoe for the pole.
You like Joey Logano, don't you?
Well, he's won everything so far this week. Until
he got off in the corner really hard. We talked about it. Aggression, that's all about Tyler Reddick. Got in the corner really hard. Got it rotated pretty good, but a little bit slow off the tube.
Larry had a saying, a lamb and a lion, and some combination of that.
Well, he had his lamb and a lion backwards. He was lion getting in and the lamb getting off.
And he is fourth, 32.72. So he might just put a Chevrolet in row 2 with Christopher Bell's Toyota. But it's all Fords in the front row. Right now it is Chase Briscoe and Austin Cindric.
And it all comes down to this one.
Is Joey Logano. Fastest in practice, fastest in round 1, fastest in all the 5, 10, 15 lap averages in practice.
If there's anybody that can knock the 14 off the pole, it's this boy right here. And he will go for it.
And that guy on the right of your screen knows it.
I like the predicament he's in. You know, he's he's going to go for all of it because he has nothing to lose. The worst he's going to do is 10th. That's still a good starting spot.
And a good pit position, let's hope.
Man, he got off a 4 good.
And
pretty
easy
disciplined
in.
Getting in, easy in.
That's
Can
the
he
layup.
get back? Oh, he didn't get to the throttle. Bobble in the middle of the corner.
Oh.
You heard him get to it and get back out of it. That bobble's costing him. Went for it.
He had it all till the entrance of turn 3.
That's a surprise, isn't it?
7th for Logano, 32.82. And Chase Briscoe has his first career pole in his 51st start. Not since 2001 have we had 5 first-time pole winners, and this year we do. Dub Bears.
Yeah, he likes it.
Unpredictability, Mike.
Jamie.
Got his first career win earlier in the season. Now, first career pole. You wiggled there. How in the world did you hang on to it to bring it home for the #1 starting spot?
Yeah, it's funny. The first round, I felt like I underdrove extremely bad. And then that second round, I overdrove, obviously, like I was telling you I probably was going to do beforehand. And, yeah, I got really loose getting into 3 and felt like I probably gave away what advantage I had in 1 and 2. So, yeah, just testament to these highpoint.com guys. They did a really good job of bringing a really good race car. You know, we were obviously really good at Phoenix and have a pretty close package of that. So, see if we can have the same result as Phoenix. Obviously got the best starting spot for that. And, yeah, looking forward to tomorrow for sure.
I know you enjoy these cars, and you did at Phoenix. You went to Victory Lane last week, put on a heck of a show at the end of the 600. What kind of race should we expect from you and everyone tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it should be really good. This place is a lot of fun. You know, both ends are just so opposite. Your car's never going to drive good in one of them. So as a driver, you got to figure out, you know, what your car needs to just somewhat get around the corner on the other end. And yeah, I think restarts are going to be nuts. I know in the truck series, we were 4 and 5 wide at times here down the back straightaways. So yeah, it should be really exciting tomorrow. I'm glad I got the best seat starting out. Hopefully we can keep it up there. But yeah, I think the fans are in for an awesome show. It should be awesome. Sold out crowd. I can't believe how many fans are here for practice and qualifying. It's cool to be a part of the inaugural event. And hopefully, like I said earlier, we can win the inaugural event.
Chase Briscoe grew up just a few hours away. Got a lot of friends and family here to watch him capture that pole, Mike.
Thank you, Jamie. 10th different driver to win a pole this season is Chase Briscoe. We'll be right back to recap and wrap things up. For tomorrow's race in St. Louis, Chase Briscoe has his first career Cup pole, and Austin Cindric his second front row start in his rookie season. Jamie.
Great effort for the number 2 of Austin Cindric, and we were just talking about it starting on the front row. It's a short race, so it's important, but how good is the race car? You guys didn't even mock up yesterday.
Yeah, I think our Atlas Menards Ford Mustang is pretty quick. Obviously, the Fords have really brought some speed, so track certainly suits us. Great to have a front row lockout with the Fords. Sucks that Chase is on the pole because I won't hear the end of that. But sounds like he screwed up his lap too, and he's still on the pole, so he's probably going to murder everybody tomorrow. But I don't know. It should be a lot of fun. It's cool to come to a new track and have kind of some new challenges. But yeah, long race ahead. I think track position will be important. Pit road will be a tricky place, so having a good pit selection I think is really critical. So it's a good start. Try and have a good Sunday.
Well done. Mike?
I like that they can needle each other. You know, that means it's been a fun day for those Ford drivers, Briscoe and Cindric. First time since November of 17 we've had 2 rookies qualify in the top 10.
Yeah, definitely a day for the Blue Ovals for sure. But Christopher Bell, second row. Strong starting point for him. Ross Chastain still hanging tough in those top 10s. And Harrison Burton making the top 10s. Good for him.
A lot of the veterans back here. The Busch brothers in row 6. Martin Truex in 7. Larson and Elliott in 8.
Didn't see any of the Hendrick boys show up today. Going to be interesting to see. Keep an eye on tomorrow. Can they get up through them, grind this race out?
Corey LaJoie there with a top 20 start. That's good for that team. Daniel Suarez just outside the top 20.
And as you get further back, pit position is going to be difficult.
There you see
for
Byron
these drivers
again.
On a very narrow pit lane.
Eric Jones been solid as of late. Going to have some work to do tomorrow.
And here's the rest of your field. So now today on FS1, got a lot of NASCAR to look forward to. Race day coming up next. Then the truck race from St. Louis, race day, and then the Xfinity race from Portland, Oregon on the road course up there. So big day of NASCAR, as is Sunday. Race day at 2 Eastern and the Cup race at 3:30 from here in Illinois on the banks of the Mississippi, right across from Gateway Arch. Trucks rolling out and getting ready. Congrats to Chase Briscoe on his first career pole in the NASCAR Cup Series.